What if I told you that filling up at the wrong gas station, not the wrong oil, not the wrong filter, but the wrong brand, can destroy your engine faster than skipping an oil change? Here's the thing. 8AA testing discovered that some gasoline creates 19 times more carbon buildup than others. Yet millions of drivers have no idea they're filling up with it. Most people think gas is regulated, standardized, and all the same. You pull up to any pump, swipe your card, and assume you're good to go. But the truth? Different brands use different detergents, different tank maintenance schedules, and in some cases have had publicly documented contamination incidents that wrecked thousands of dollars worth of vehicles. And let's be real, dealerships love when you run cheap fuel, because high carbon buildup means misfires, injector replacements, timing pull, and expensive engine cleaning services. They profit from your lack of knowledge. Today you'll learn the 7 gas station brands that quietly damage engines and the smarter choices that help cars last 300,000 to 500,000 miles. Bottom line, this information could save you thousands in repairs. Hit subscribe. Every week we expose the hidden truths that keep your engine alive and your wallet full. Let's start with the brand that has the most shocking real-world case study, a tank of fuel that tested at 70% water. Brand number 1, Arco Real-World Water Contamination, case, 70% water. Most people think top tier equals always safe. Arco is a top-tier brand in many states, so drivers believe that guarantees fuel purity. You've probably been told that top-tier certification means you're protected from fuel issues, but here's the dirty secret. Top tier only regulates detergent levels, not tank maintenance, water intrusion, or contaminated deliveries. The certification doesn't cover everything that can go wrong with fuel quality. In Wilmington, Ohio, 2025, multiple drivers' tanks tested at approximately 70% water immediately after fueling at Arco. Repair bills ranged from $900 to over $1,600, including tow costs and injector cleaning. These weren't isolated incidents, this was a documented contamination event affecting multiple vehicles on the same day. Here's what happens mechanically. Water in fuel causes rusted injectors, high-pressure fuel pump failure, and stalling. In severe cases, it can hydrolock your engine, which means catastrophic internal damage. Water doesn't compress like fuel does, so when it enters your combustion chamber, something has to give, usually your connecting rods or pistons. The vehicles most affected? Ford EcoBoost engines, the 2.0, 2.3, 2.7, and 3.5-liter variants. GM's 2.4 Ecotec, Hyundai GDI engines, and the Chevy 5.3 with active fuel management. These are engines that rely on precise high-pressure fuel delivery, and water contamination destroys that precision instantly. The solution is actually straightforward. Avoid low-lying stations after storms, check online reviews for contamination complaints, and fuel at high-traffic top-tier stations instead. High-traffic stations cycle through fuel faster, meaning less time for water to accumulate in underground tanks. This approach virtually eliminates water intrusion risk and protects your high-pressure components. You're talking about $18 per year extra for consistently choosing better stations versus $900 to $1,600 for one bad tank. That's a no-brainer. And here's the kicker. Arco also settled prior environmental cases involving underground tank violations. This isn't their first rodeo with fuel storage issues. But Arco isn't the only brand with catastrophic cases. The next one accidentally pumped diesel into 87 octane. Brand number 2, Sam's Club, diesel mixed into regular gasoline. You've probably been told that big warehouse clubs have strict fuel standards. Many people assume Sam's Club fuel is as good as Costco's because they're both warehouse retailers with similar business models. But here's what they don't tell you. Costco is top-tier certified. Sam's Club is not. And in 2025, an underground tank at a Sam's location was accidentally filled with diesel instead of 87 octane regular. St. Clairsville, Ohio. Dozens of drivers pumped diesel into gasoline cars. Vehicles stalled within minutes of leaving the station. Sam's admitted the supplier error and encouraged affected customers to file claims, but the damage was done. Here's the mechanical nightmare. Diesel in a gasoline engine clogs injectors, fouls spark plugs, and ruins fuel pumps. Diesel is an oil. It doesn't ignite from a spark like gasoline does. Your engine tries to fire, fails, and floods itself with fuel it can't burn. But the reverse is even worse. If you put gasoline in a diesel engine, you get zero lubrication, which causes catastrophic high-pressure fuel pump damage. Diesel fuel lubricates the injection system, gasoline strips that protection away. The vehicles affected in this incident, Silverado, Camry, CR-V, Malibu, F-150, all reported stalling. But diesel truck owners with Duramax or Cummins engines risk $3,000 to $5,000 in high-pressure fuel pump destruction if gasoline gets into their system. Instead, you should know the warning signs. If your vehicle runs rough immediately after filling up, shut it off, get it towed, save your receipt, photograph the pump number and grade you selected, and request a fuel sample test. This documentation protects you legally and helps with insurance claims. This prevents your pumps and injectors from grinding themselves to death. You're looking at $200 to $400 for a tow and tank drain versus $3,000 to $5,000 for high-pressure fuel pump replacement. And let's be real, Sam's fuel economy reports from actual owners show 2 to 4 miles per gallon worse compared with top-tier Costco or Mobil. That's not a coincidence. But you don't need a diesel catastrophe to damage your engine. Sometimes all it takes is lower detergency. Brand number 3. Murphy USA, officially not top tier, plus long-term deposit risk. Most people think that meeting minimum government standards means high-quality fuel. Your owner's manual says to use gasoline that meets EPA requirements, and Murphy USA does that, so you figure you're covered. The truth is, Murphy USA openly states they do not sell top-tier fuel. Their detergent levels are the bare legal minimum. They're not hiding it, they're just not advertising it either. According to AAA's independent testing, non-top-tier fuel causes 19 times more deposits and 2 to 4% worse fuel economy after just 4,000 miles. That's not over the lifetime of the vehicle, that's after 4,000 miles of driving. Here's what happens inside your engine. Low detergency equals carbon deposits on injectors and intake valves. This leads to misfires, timing pull, and increased octane requirement. Your engine computer detects knock, pulls timing to protect the engine, and you lose power and efficiency. The carbon acts like an insulator, creating hot spots that cause pre-ignition. The vehicles most sensitive to this? Ford EcoBoost GDI engines, Honda's 1.5-liter turbo, GM's 2.4 and 2.0 turbos, and Hyundai/Kia GDI engines. These direct injection engines spray fuel directly into the combustion chamber, which means the intake valves never get washed with fuel. Without strong detergents in the fuel keeping injectors clean, deposits form fast. The simple fix is to use top-tier brands at least every 3 to 4 tanks if Murphy USA is unavoidable in rural areas where options are limited. Alternate between Murphy and a top-tier station to balance cost with engine health. This simple habit reduces long-term carbon buildup by 45 to 72%, improves miles per gallon, and stabilizes idle quality. Your engine runs smoother, makes more power, and lasts longer. Murphy savings? About $18 to $30 per year compared with top-tier fuel. Injector cleaning service at a shop? $250 to $500. Intake valve carbon blasting for GDI engines? $300 to $600. One cleaning service wipes out a decade of Murphy savings. Our research from owner forums shows miles per gallon consistently 2 to 3 lower with Murphy versus Shell or Exxon. Real people, real data, real money lost. If you're finding this information valuable, hit that like button to help other car owners discover these truths. But detergency is only half the story. The next brand was once top tier and then quietly disappeared from the list. Brand number 4, Circle K, former top tier, now standard detergent. You've probably been told Circle K fuel is Shell quality. Many Circle K locations used to sell Shell gasoline, so drivers assumed the quality stayed the same when the branding changed. But here's the dirty secret. Circle K is no longer top tier in most regions after rebranding away from Shell and Phillips 66. They dropped the higher detergent package and went with EPA minimum standards. Industry analyst reviews and consumer reports confirm Circle K fuel now has standard EPA detergency, the minimum allowed by law, no more, no less. Here's what that means for your engine. EPA minimum detergents equal faster carbon buildup, which leads to higher knock tendency, reduced timing advance, and power loss. Your engine essentially derates itself to survive the lower quality fuel. On turbocharged engines, this is even worse because carbon buildup on intake valves restricts airflow right when you need it most. The vehicles most impacted? GM's 5.3 with active fuel management, Honda's 1.5-liter turbo, Ford's 3.5 EcoBoost, and VW/Audi's 2.0 TFSI engines. These engines are either direct injection or use cylinder deactivation. Both make them more sensitive to fuel quality. Here's what the pros actually do. Verify pumps individually. Some Circle K stations still sell actual top-tier Shell fuel as a premium option, but most don't. Look for the actual top-tier logo on the dispenser itself, not just the Circle K branding. You'll maintain cleaner injectors, experience fewer low-speed pre-ignition events, and get better performance when towing or accelerating. Low-speed pre-ignition is a condition where turbocharged engines detonate uncontrollably at low RPM under high load. It destroys pistons and can happen without warning. Bottom line, saving 2 to 5 cents per gallon now costs you $350 to $600 in valve cleaning later. And here's another angle. Circle K has had contamination incidents, including the Avon, Ohio diesel unleaded cross-drop where wrong fuel was delivered to wrong tanks. But what about supermarket gas? It's cheap, convenient, and there's a reason for both. Brand number 5. Safeway, non-top tier supermarket fuel with discount traps. Most people think supermarket gas is the same as Chevron because it comes from the same refinery. You've been told that all gas comes from the same terminals, so brand doesn't matter. The truth is, base fuel may be identical, but detergent packages are completely different. Safeway is not top-tier certified. When fuel leaves the terminal, additives get injected. That's where quality diverges. Safeway fuel is consistently rated as lower detergent compared with Chevron, Shell, or Costco. Driver reports and fuel analysis show reduced miles per gallon and increased carbon formation over time. Independent testing confirms Safeway meets EPA minimum, nothing more. Here's what happens mechanically. Minimal detergents lead to injector tip fouling, which causes poor fuel atomization, incomplete combustion, and higher carbon buildup. When fuel doesn't atomize properly, it doesn't burn completely. That unburned fuel creates carbon deposits and reduces power output while increasing emissions. The vehicles most sensitive? Toyota D4S dual injection engines, Honda GDI, Hyundai/Kia GDI, and even older port injection engines like Corolla and Civic. Dual injection engines use both port and direct injection. When the direct injectors get fouled, the system can't compensate effectively. Instead, you should treat supermarket fuel as short-term okay. If you need to save money this month, fine. But long-term owners should rotate in top-tier fuel every few tanks to prevent buildup. This approach improves miles per gallon by 2 to 4%, reduces knock sensor activity, and extends spark plug life by thousands of miles. Cleaner combustion means less electrode erosion and more consistent ignition. You're saving $20 per year with Safeway fuel versus potential $400 to $1,000 in carbon-related repairs down the road. Walnut blasting for GDI intake valves costs $500 to $800 at most shops. And here's the kicker. Many Safeway pumps openly state they meet EPA minimum requirements. That's corporate speak for we're doing the legal minimum. When you see that language, understand what it really means. Subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more money-saving automotive insights. And Safeway isn't the only supermarket brand with problems. Brand number 6. Kroger, non-top tier plus MPG loss reports. You've probably been told Kroger fuel equals Shell because of cross-promotions and loyalty programs. They advertise Shell discounts so customers assume they're selling Shell fuel. But here's what they don't tell you. Many Kroger locations sell unbranded, non-top-tier fuel despite offering Shell-branded discount programs. You're getting a discount on inferior fuel, not Shell fuel. According to owner reports compiled from multiple forums, vehicles get 2 to 3 miles per gallon worse compared with actual Shell or Mobil. That's measurable, consistent data from real drivers tracking real fuel economy over thousands of miles. Here's the mechanical explanation. Non-top-tier detergents create more deposit formation, which increases octane requirement over time. As carbon builds up, it creates hotspots and increases the compression ratio in the combustion chamber. Your engine starts knocking on fuel that used to work fine, forcing the computer to pull timing and reduce power. The vehicles most impacted? High-mileage American sedans like Impala, Taurus, and Camry. Also, trucks using cylinder deactivation, like the 5.3 with active fuel management, when half your cylinders shut off and restart constantly, injector cleanliness becomes critical. The simple fix is to only fuel at Kroger pumps that clearly state Shell or top-tier branding on the actual dispenser, not the discount program, the pump itself. You'll maintain your miles per gallon and prevent the engine computer from retarding timing due to knock. This keeps your engine running at optimal efficiency instead of constantly compensating for poor fuel. Losing 2 miles per gallon equals approximately $120 to $150 per year for most commuters driving 12,000 miles annually. That's real money disappearing because of fuel choice. And here's additional data. Some Kroger sites showed injector fouling at 75,000 to 100,000 miles, compared with Shell-filled equivalent vehicles reaching 150,000 miles with clean injectors. But one brand stands out for something worse than detergency: legal action over contamination. Brand number 7, Valero. Lawsuit confirmed contaminated fuel damage. Most people think large national brands like Valero guarantee clean, safe fuel. They're everywhere, they're established, so they must have quality control. But here's the dirty secret: contamination incidents can occur at any brand. Valero is a case study with real financial consequences documented in court. Lamarck, Texas lawsuit: a driver's vehicle suffered $3,510.88 in damages after purchasing contaminated fuel from Valero. This wasn't settled out of court. This went to legal proceedings with documented repair invoices. According to regulatory warnings after major storms, underground tanks can take in water and sediment through damaged seals, vent systems, or compromised tank integrity. Hurricane-prone areas are especially vulnerable. Here's what happens mechanically. Water causes rusted injectors, corroded fuel pumps, misfires, and stalling. Sediment clogs fuel filters, causes lean running conditions, and scores injector tips. When sediment passes through your high-pressure fuel pump, it acts like a grinding compound, destroying precision components designed to tolerances measured in microns. The vehicles most at risk? High-pressure GDI engines like Ford EcoBoost and GM City, older trucks with rust-prone fuel systems, and turbocharged engines requiring precise air-fuel ratios. These engines can't tolerate contamination, they need clean fuel to function. Here's what the pros actually do. After storms, avoid Valero or any station in low-lying areas until tank inspections occur. Regulatory agencies usually issue advisories, but not always before damage happens. This prevents catastrophic injector and pump failures caused by bad fuel. You're protecting components that cost thousands to replace. You're looking at avoiding one contaminated fill that saves $3,000 or more. For some older vehicles, that's the entire value of the car. One bad tank can total an older vehicle economically. Bottom line, fuel quality isn't about brand loyalty. It's about understanding how detergents, contamination risk, and tank maintenance differ across brands. Now that you know which stations can destroy your engine, here's how to protect your car for the next 200,000 miles. By understanding how detergents, contamination, and tank maintenance differ across brands, you can avoid catastrophic repairs, improve long-term reliability, and help your engine reach 300,000 miles or more. Don't let dealerships profit off your lack of fuel knowledge. You now understand what most drivers and even many mechanics don't. Hit like if you found this breakdown useful and subscribe to the channel now. I'll continue to guide you through the real facts of car maintenance, saving you thousands. Share this with someone who drives every day. They might be one fill-up away from disaster. Next video, 10 car repairs you should never pay for and what to do instead. Drive safe, fuel smart, and I'll see you in the next one.